Gemini, so how you doing? You have the Death card, the Temperance, the Page of Wands, the Ace of Wands, Three of Cups, the Eight of Wands, the Hermit, the Devil, Five of Cups, the Seven of Wands. So for you Geminis, right? The Death card, the Temperance, and the Page of Wands. I can see with the Death card here, right? It's not anyone, taking that permanent sleep. This is more so about your old self, your older self, okay? And letting that go off into the distance, if you know what I mean, to start something new, start to become someone new. It's time for a remake. It's time for a change, a do-over. The Temperance, a lot of you Geminis, right? The Temperance is Sagittarius, which is your opposite zodiac sign. So instead of you Geminis being rash, being all over the place, there's a sense of needing to actually get it together and learn how to be more focused and pinpoint as to what it is that you want. So a lot of you Geminis are understanding that it's time for you to become wiser, make wiser decisions. The Page of Wands represents how it is that you're not just going to be offering yourselves to just anybody, even if it's fun. Because Geminis, especially when you were younger, you tended to offer yourselves up to some people, right? Just because it was fun, basically, or you were much more of a partier, a social butterfly. As to where now that you're getting older, no disrespect, but you're starting to realize that all of that ripping and running around is not necessarily really fun. And it never was necessarily fun, It just appeared to be that way when you were younger. Now a lot of you Geminis are starting to understand that it's time for you to really be with someone in a serious relationship. I'll say this though, right? I'll say this to help you Geminis out, to make sure that you Geminis don't get yourselves in a messed up situation. I would suggest you Geminis still continue to have a lot of fun. And what I mean by that is, when you're in a relationship, you want the person to have fun, okay? You don't want to be in a situation where, oh, I'm young, I've had my fun, now I'm not having any more fun, I'm done with it, it's time for me to start being in a relationship. You understand how stupid that sounds? And I'm not saying that you Geminis are stupid. I'm saying when you see on those dating sites, right? Allegedly, right? You'll see on those dating sites how it'll have a situation where you'll have someone on it, and then they'll be talking about how, oh, I've had my fun, and now it's time for me to get serious and to actually start dating seriously. That's a dub on every level. The reason why, number one, it's way too much, way too quickly. You're telling the person that you're going to start to date them seriously. You don't know you're going to date someone seriously or not. That's the reason why it is that you are just testing the waters when you begin to talk to them, right? That's what the whole courting period, the whole courting process is about. Not period, courting process is about. You're getting to know the person on a long-term level, bit by bit over time, and waiting and basically seeing, not waiting, but you're seeing if you and the person actually are compatible over a long period of time. But when you have people who talk about their time to start, it's time for them to start dating seriously, now it's like you trying to run somebody into a relationship immediately. And people are not going to want to deal with that, right? People who know what time it is, they're not going to want to deal with that, right? And that's what the Ace of Wands and the Three of Cups represents, right? You really want to maintain that level of fun while you are committed to one person. That's the thing that a lot of people want to omit, because a lot of people, right, especially in today's dating pool, the idea is you can't have fun with the person you're in a relationship with. You could only have fun with numerous people, but the person that you're in a relationship with, it's not supposed to be about fun. And it's like, where this is the stupidity of it all. Where do we get this mentality from? We really need to start paying attention to the people who are telling us this crap, because it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It doesn't make any sense. And then you have hundreds, thousands of people listening to that crap when factually, it's not even correct. Because you're supposed to have fun when you're in a relationship with the one particular person or whatever is your dynamic, but normally with the one particular person that you like. And another reason too why it is that a lot of people have that mentality, and you need to avoid that mentality, is because, but another reason why a lot of people avoid that mentality, right, which could be a potential culture shock for you Geminis, that's why I'm helping you out to avoid that pitfall, is because on top of telling people that you're done having fun, right, on top of telling people that you're trying to run into a relationship very quickly, you're also telling people that you're done having fun. So you've essentially eliminated the courting process. It's supposed to be enjoyable. You're supposed to want to get to know the person. So you're basically, when you tell the person that you're done had your fun in your younger years, you're now done having fun, it's time to get serious and all that other stuff. You know what it says? It says that now, right, the way that I am dating very extreme. There is no courting process. There is no feeling out. There is no going out on a date to see if you actually get along with the person. You have to make a strong decision immediately. Let's go. Do you want to get married the same date as when you and I go out on that first date? No. So you Geminis want to watch out for that. This is what I mean when I say everybody got to stop playing these games, because you'll see this type of nonsense on dating apps, dating profiles and stuff. And it's like, that's a dub. Like, I don't want to engage with anybody who's talking that nonsense. That's not what I want. So then you have the Eight of Wands. Okay, and the Eight of Wands is about how, so just watch out for that. The Hermit. Okay, you may want to be by yourselves right now as single to see if that's what it is that you ultimately want. Or if you want to be by yourselves, if you want to be in a relationship, I would suggest that you Geminis learn to be by yourselves for a little bit, so that you Geminis can understand what it is that you're doing wrong when you are trying to approach people, or when people are approaching you, or a combination of the two. Now, if you've been over here on my channel and you know what it is I'm about to say, I'm going to say it. Everybody needs to learn how to do both. You need to learn how to approach, as well as you need to learn how to get approached. If you're only getting approached, I'm telling you what's going to happen. If you're only getting approached, your ego is going to get crushed a lot, because you're waiting on somebody else to look at you, right, and come up to you and talk to you. Guess what, though? That is the sign of a loser. You Geminis don't want to be that. You know why? Because it's a sign of you not being active enough for you to actually go out there and get what it is that you're looking to get. So you are essentially waiting on somebody else to pay attention to you, when the dating pool is not like that. The dating pool is, you don't necessarily always have to make yourself be known, but the way the dating pool is, you want to chime in at least sometimes. And what I mean when I say chime in, I mean make yourself present, or make other people aware that you are here when you want to date. If not all the time, sometimes. That's why you need to go up to people sometimes, on both sides. and approach. Doesn't matter who you are. If you're not doing that, guess what's going to happen? People are going to overlook you because you're not chiming in. See, that's one thing that a lot of people don't really understand too. When you're not chiming in, hey, I'm here. When you're not approaching, guess what? You're also sending off the wrong impression. That, see, up. This is something that a lot of people don't take into consideration too. When you're not chiming in, you're also sending off the impression that you're done with the dating, or you have somebody and you don't even want to be bothered. You good where you are. That's why I tell y'all, that's why I tell all the zodiac signs to approach as you are also getting approached. That way you have a healthy mix of both. But a lot of people don't want to listen. Okay. A lot of people, oh, I don't want it. Okay, cool. So the hermit now is about how the hermit and the devil represent. So now when you want to spend a little bit of time by yourselves. So when you do approach people, right, you want to also make sure you know what it is that you want. You want to also know what it is that you are looking out for that can be considered not so good for you to stick around. You also want to make sure that when you are dating somebody, you are ready to be open-minded and have fun. Because a lot of times people to get themselves so caught up with the, it's time for me to have fun, it's time for me to get serious or whatnot, they don't end up being open-minded. Remember, once again, people, a relationship, a functional relationship is when two people can get together and they are both growing at their own pace and they see eye to eye with one another. Who they're becoming in their own selves and in a relationship as they are contributing, they are changing and they are getting better. It's not supposed to be about now that you had your fun or the other person had their fun. It's not supposed to be about, okay, now it's time for me to not have fun anymore. No. Who wants to be in a relationship with a person, they're not even having fun. They're never going to enjoy themselves. Obviously, that's a bad take. So what you want to do is, right, you want to make sure that you have a fighting chance by still being the wonderful Geminis that a lot of you are, still being creative, but you want to make sure that you're doing all of that creative stuff with one person that you are courting and you are dating, as you are trying to see if they are well-rounded to be in a relationship. Can you trust those people? This is where you have to be vigilant. You have to pay attention to see if those people, you can actually trust those people. See, the Five of Cups and the Seven of Wands represents, right? And you don't want to bring in, because see, the problem is what creates that ideology of, oh, you're done having fun, is because a lot of people are bringing in their baggage. You Gemini shouldn't want to bring that baggage in. Five of Cups, right? Especially when you're in Two of Cups, right? The two cups behind you, even though the three cups are down here, 3 + 2 is 5, right? You want to make sure that you understand that you can still have fun, but you just are more aware. The wisdom is there, but you don't have the baggage that comes along with it. The Seven of Wands represents, and because that's going to make you more appealing. It's going to make you more attractive when you don't have the baggage. The less baggage you have, this is why I tell y'all a million times, all the zodiac signs, the less baggage you have, the more wisdom you have, right? The more you actually apply that wisdom, is the better it is for you. Because the reason why it is that people pass is so important, right? People's past is so important in relationships. Why so many people ask about it is because they basically want like a credit report. And what I mean by that is they want to find out what happened to you in the past so that they can get a generalized, I'm not saying it's going to be correct all the time, but they want a generalized understanding of what the future will be by understanding what happened to you in the past. So if you ripping and running around, right, and I'm not saying that you Geminis would do this, but I was seeing that you Geminis are starting to develop that mentality. If you have that mentality when you start to get to know other people, people who have an understanding of what to see, what to look out for, and what to do, they have an idea of what they're doing, when it comes to dating, they're going to avoid you. And I don't want that for you, Geminis. I don't want that for any of my zodiac signs that join my channel, right? I don't want that. I want y'all to be successful. And how it is that you're going to do that is by making sure that you're still the fun, right? Still the fun to a certain extent, carefree to a certain extent, zodiac sign, right? Who you are, right? That now understands responsibility. You don't want to be the zodiac sign that holds on to baggage, because Geminis, let's face it, y'all can be an emotional zodiac sign, right? Y'all can be an emotional zodiac sign. The last thing you want to do is not be in control of that emotionalism and that baggage, because that's what Gemini also represents. Gemini represents that balancing act. I don't know if y'all knew that, but Gemini represents the need for that balancing act with your intelligence and your emotions. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the devil. The devil represents the things that are caging you in, that's stopping you from reaching that higher level. The Page of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Wands. Yeah, because for you Geminis are not necessarily using your options correctly. And what I mean by that is when it's time for you to actually get to know people, you know what it is that you Geminis are doing? You're overthinking it. You're looking at it like, oh, what if this and what if that? Because let's face it, Geminis, y'all do a lot of running away from your heart. And that's the problem why a lot of people can't get with you. It's not because they don't necessarily want to get with you. What it is you make it difficult for them to get with you. So the Queen of Wands and the Ace of Wands now represents you have to learn to be more comfortable in the skin that you're in, right? You have to learn to relax and trust the process. A lot of you have so much stuff going on, so much things that you occupy yourselves with, right? You don't allow yourself to slow down a minute and actually process what being in a relationship means and what having someone else actually is supposed to mean to you, because that's on another level that represents teamwork as well. So let's clarify the Seven of Wands. So to clarify the Seven of Wands, we have the King of Wands, Five of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune, right? Because of the fact that you overthink it in the past, what it is that you would get is dysfunction. People that essentially give you problems, and you would give them problems because the two of you may not have necessarily been compatible, or one or the both of you was overthinking it because of your nervous behavior. The Queen of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune represents learn how to relax. See, what will benefit you greatly is by you Geminis getting it in your mind that it's up to you. Okay? It's up to you. And stop paying attention to how nervous you are and why things ain't gonna work out and the difficulties, and pay attention to the things that can actually work, right? So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Yeah, that's pretty, trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 10,000 subscribers. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. Uh-oh.